Welcome to our groundbreaking ceremony. I'd like to welcome all of you to Washington Park Ball Field. I'd like to welcome all of our parents and residents who were able to join us this afternoon. I'd like to begin our program with the flag salute, and I'd like to introduce Dan Zarek to lead us in the flag salute. Dan?
Please dance. Ready, salute.
Thanks, Dan. Okay, next we have, I'd like to introduce Mrs. Kalin, who's our 5th grade science teacher from Memorial School. She's going to sing America the Beautiful.
For spacious skies, forever waves of grain, for purple mountains, majesty above the fruited plain. America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for pilgrims' feet who stern impassioned stress, a thoroughfare for freedom beat across the wilderness. America, God men on every thought, confirm thy soul in self-control, thy liberty in law. Oh, beautiful for patriots' dream that sees beyond the years. Thine alabaster cities gleam, undimmed by human tears. America, God shed thy grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Okay, I'd like to introduce some very important people to you before we get on with our program. First of all, I'd like to introduce to you Mayor John Coro. Councilwoman Arlene Feston, Councilman John Warriors, Councilman Jim Nyland, Councilman Huey Vicarella, and we have members of the Totowa Board of Education who you really don't have too much contact with personally, but I'd like to introduce the board president, Dominic Piccarelli, Carolyn Fontanella, Ron Saya, Anthony Rillo, Jim D'Antonio, Lou D'Angelo, Bruce Matano, Cindy Burkhart, and we have two board members that are here that are no longer on the board with us, but they served on the board when we started this building project. And the first person we have is our past president of the Board of Education, Mr. Neil Vaness, and our past president, past vice president, Roy Vanderbreed. I'd like to introduce our police chief, Mr. Bob Coyle, Deputy Chief Ed Benedict, from the Totowa Education Foundation. And the Totowa Education Foundation, as you know, provides funding for all of our computers, our after-school activities. We have Toby Giardella. And our newest foundation member, Kathy D'Angelo. From the Totowa administration, everybody knows Mrs. Lindsley from Washington Park School. Mr. John Vandenberg. Ms. Barbara Cicelli. Colin Monahan is our business administrator. And I'd like to introduce the person responsible for how this building is going to look. Mr. Steve Koppa is our architect. And we have another special guest that I want to introduce to you. This gentleman was the principal of Mayoral School when I was a student there back in and let's see, he was a teacher in Totowa schools in September 1954 through June 1959. He became the principal in September 1959 through March 1973. He became the acting superintendent of schools on March 16th, 1973 through June 30th, 1973. And then he was the superintendent in our district from July 1973 to June 1990, and that's Mr. Nat Giancola. Okay, next I'd like to introduce the mayor of our community, Mr. John Coro.
Thanks, Dr. Varcatapane. I hate to admit it, but I had Mr. Giancola too back when, so it's good to see him here. This is a pretty exciting day for all of us in town. First of all, hopefully nobody minds being out of class today. I didn't think so. Yeah, I know I don't mind being out of work either, so that's a good thing. But it's a pretty exciting day for us. The town hasn't had a construction project like this in many, many years since Washington Park School was built. I mean, as you know, Memorial School has been updated, and those of you who go there know that, you know, the windows and some other improvements have been made with bathrooms and whatnot. But this will be a pretty large-scale project that's going to take place. So, going back in time, back when I was in school, and Dr. Varcatapane remembers, I only went to Memorial School. Back in those days, we only went to one school for most of our career. So I never got the opportunity to come to Washington Park School. And we played basketball. We had to play it in that gym that's there at Memorial School. So now most of you will have the opportunity to play in a nice new gym when it's completed. And you'll also be able to, yeah, we'll clap for that, right? That's gym. know, we'll be building new classrooms in front of the school, so there will be some daytime things you'll have to do there in your new classrooms. But it'll be a pretty sizable improvement for our borough and for all of you. As many of you know, you guys are our future. You're the future of this town. So we want it to be as pleasant and comfortable for you as we can. And so that's what we're trying to do. So it'll be a little inconvenient for the next year and a half or so. But come towards the end of 2006, we'll have a nice new facility for everyone, and we'll look forward to it. So have a great day and enjoy the ceremony.
Thank you, Mayor Corral. Next, I'd like to introduce our board president, Mr. Dominic Piccarelli.
Thank you very much, Dr. Marcatapane. You don't get to this point today without the help and support of a lot of people. Too many to mention at this time, but I would just like to thank everyone in the community who has supported the Board of Education and the school district, and most importantly the children, for bringing us here today. As Mayor Corral said, today is definitely a very exciting day for the district and for our community. What we have only been able to conceptualize in our minds or see on drawings, today becomes a reality. Very soon you will start to see the gymnasium and the building go up right in front of our eyes. It is also a very important day today because today our community makes an investment. But our investment is in much more than just buildings with classrooms and a gymnasium. We are investing in the future of our children. Today we reaffirm as a community our commitment to the importance of a quality education to the growth and development of our young people. As a community, we can take pride that Totowa will continue the tradition of providing high quality education for the students here today and for generations to come. I hope everyone here enjoys the new facilities, are careful while the construction is going on, and we'll see you in 06 in the new buildings. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Piccarelli. Before we go any further, I'd like to introduce our DARE officer, Mr. Mark Tolomeo. Okay, next we'd like to introduce the president of the Memorial School Student Council, Mr. Brendan Murphy.
Passing the referendum permits the Totowa School District to add on a new addition and gym at Washington Park School. It is great for the town, community, and most importantly, it is good for the children of Totowa. The state-of-the-art gym will improve students' athletic abilities for both the school and town teams, thereby raising athletic standards. Teachers and students will benefit from the upgraded classrooms, especially the science laboratory and the industrial arts and human ecology rooms. The staff and administration can look forward to modern office areas. The new addition and improved facility will be great for the town because it will attract young families to move to Totowa. The first question young couples have when searching for a place to raise their family is regarding the quality of the schools. Any young couple will be attracted to an excellent school system for their children, along with low taxes that they can afford. This new addition and gym is a great selling point for the town. If the referendum weren't passed, it would have weakened the quality of life for young couples with families. With the updated school and low taxes, Totowa is one of the more desirable towns to live. Thank you.
Thank you, Brendan. Next, we have an essay winner from Washington Park School, and her essay is entitled, "What Totowa Schools Mean to Me." We have Lara LeBoux.
What Totowa schools mean to me. Totowa schools mean more to me than I ever would have imagined. Ever since I was in kindergarten at Washington Park School, learning has been fun and exciting. It is more than just reading books and studying for tests. It means making dioramas, inventing projects, writing activities, technology, art, music, and so much more. At Totowa Schools, we are more than just students learning. We are a big family with wonderful teachers and classmates, working together to be the best we can be. Like families, we work hard, but have plenty of fun too. Here at Washington Park School, we have art shows, concerts, book fairs, honorable breakfasts, read aloud, visits from important people, field trips, and even a nation's night to celebrate our different cultures. What more can you ask for under one roof? So when people ask me what Totowa Schools mean to me, I say it's the greatest place to be.
Thank you, Larry. Next, we'd like to introduce the select chorus from Memorial School.
Places have their moments
With family and friends, I still can recall.
Some are gone and some are living.
In my life, I love them all. But of all these friends and others, there is no one compares with you. And these memories lose their meaning when I think of love as something new.
Though I know I'll never ever lose affection
For people and things that went before.
I know I'll often stop and think about them.
In my life, I love you more.
Though I know I'll never ever lose affection
For people and things that went before.
I know I'll often stop and think about them.
In my life, I love you more. There are places I remember
All my
life, but some have changed forever, not for better. Some have gone and some remain.
all these places have their moments.
With family and friends, I still can recall.
Some are gone and some are living.
In my life, I love them all. But of all these friends and others, there is no one compares with you. And these memories lose their meaning when I think of love as something new.
Though I know I'll never ever lose affection
For people and things that went before.
I know I'll often stop and think about them.
In my life, I love you more.
Okay, now right in front we'll have our groundbreaking ceremony. Okay, before we go, we have the closing number. And if everybody knows the words to This Land Is Your Land, please join in. Memorial School Select Choir. Okay, that concludes our program. Thank you very much for coming, and have a safe trip back.